Good morning. It's a beautiful view. This morning I've just packed the tent up. It's currently 5 to 6 in the morning. I'm just going to go and drop off all the rubbish in this petrol station over here. We'll walk and talk. It's a cold morning and I managed to just get down, and I woke up again at about 4 AM. Freezing cold. So I put the bivvy bag around me, which I think I'm going to start doing earlier as soon as I go to sleep, because it didn't make much of a difference because I was already cold. But I think when I'm warm the evening before, it's going to trap that heat in and keep me warm, which would be really nice. Woke up again at about 5, ate my breakfast, ate my oats with the nuts and the peanut butter in there, and the raisins as well, sorry. And now I'm heading off. So I was over there, and this was just here, but they wouldn't have been able to see me because of that mound behind me. Basically the plan today is, obviously, as I said last night in the previous episode, to walk up to Dunkeld and Burnham, which is about 13 miles away, get the train up to Blair Athol, and then walk from Blair Athol up into the Cairngorms for around 7 miles to start the ascent of Ben Macdui. Yeah, that's the plan. And I'll catch you once I've dropped this rubbish off and I'm, a bit more into the walking. Right, so I got rid of the litter. I've just walked on a little bit, not far. I'm now in this little town, which I believe is Almond Bank. Quite a nice little town. Just got a nice little like a nursery and stuff. It looked really cute. Yeah, so nice little wholesome town. There's 2 trains today that I want to get that work at a good time for the pacing I want to reach. 11:39 and 13:31, so 1:30 or 20 to 12 basically. And the ones after that are at like 3:30, which isn't too bad, but then it means that because the time's only 10 past 6, I've got to walk 13 miles to get to Dunkeld and Burnham, which is easily doable in like the 5 hours that I have. And especially on these fresh legs, that's the goal. I should get there and hopefully make the early train. If not, the late one isn't too bad, but it means there's going to be a lot of waiting around just in Dunkeld and Burnham. In terms of last night, I spoke to my mum and dad and I spoke to my best mate, like I said in yesterday's debrief. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. It's really good. It was a really insightful little chat I did at the end. I'm going to do it again tonight. Managed to get to sleep probably at about 9, just as it started to kind of really darken down, and then woke up again at 4, like I said earlier. But right, I'm going to get walking, and I'll catch you soon. Okay, so I've been thinking as well. In terms of rest days, I don't need one today because I feel fine. I hopefully won't need one tomorrow, because in truth, I don't think I could take a rest day when I'm in the Cairngorms today or tomorrow, purely because, or the day after really, because the battery charging facilities that I have won't allow me to keep everything charged up for an extra day, meaning that I need to get in and get out within the 2 days I've allotted for it. So as in like half a day today, full day tomorrow, half a day the day after, so 2 for like full days. That's essentially the plan. So right now, as you can see, I'm really in the wilderness. I haven't seen a car for like an hour, and just the quietness is nice. It's just beautiful here. Got a beautiful sunrise just behind me. It's nice. And there is Bankfoot in the distance. Gonna grab a drink in here, 5-minute stop, and then head on up to Dunkeld to try and get there as early as possible so I can rest before I grab the train. We've got our first sign for Inverness, everyone. Doing something right, going in the right direction. Right, got some new water. I obviously got the pack of apples just for something sweet to chew on, to snack on while I'm walking. Onward into Dunkeld now. I honestly, unless I see something interesting, I don't think I'm going to film. Because the camera battery's slowly dying. I do have a spare one and whatnot for the next couple of days, but I'm just not really, I don't know, I just want to get there, and then once I can get there and settle down and wait for the train, I'm going to be in a much better sort of headspace than I am now, to be honest. So yeah, I'll catch you when I'm there. Now I just wanted to jump in here quickly and talk about what happened next. Now first and foremost, this whole series is about opening up and knowing that it's okay to talk about your mental health. As stated in the first episode, I would include everything just to show you how raw and unkind mental health can be at times. What happened next was the hardest part of the trip. I got onto the train platform, I looked up at the departure board and my train wasn't there. It wasn't going to where I thought it was, and it wasn't the time that I was told online. This instilled an instant panic in me, and I put something straight into my family group chat because they were the ones who were sort of looking out for me and making sure everything was okay. I said, something's gone wrong. Straight away, everyone phoned me. I was being phoned by at least 3 people on the spot then, and 2 more after. Therefore, there's no footage of what actually happened here. But those I spoke to will vouch that it was not easy to talk to me at that point. The uncertainty of not knowing where the train was going or what time it would be instilled an instant panic in me and caused me to have a panic attack, start crying, and I couldn't even speak most of the time I was on the phone. This led to me overthinking a ton of different other situations and scenarios, like getting lost, injuring myself, losing phone signal, not even making it out of the Cairngorms in a worst case scenario, which spiraled my mind out of control into a real panic. I first spoke with my mum, then my sister, then my best mate, who all couldn't really understand what I was saying at the time and just had to try and console me as much as they could. I then spoke to my dad, and he suggested that I get the train straight to Aviemore, where I knew things would be safe, I could get a hotel for the night and relax, take a rest, and go into the Cairngorms from there to make up the distance that I'd missed. This idea gave me a lot more confidence about the whole situation, meaning that I wouldn't have to go in the Cairngorms on my own, especially as you will have seen in the video, my camera battery was dying, I had a battery pack that I would use in an emergency, but other than that I didn't have a lot. You also will have seen me mention that I wasn't in the right frame of mind as I left the shop after buying the water and apples. What you'd seen before that was mostly a coping mechanism to sort of get over my anxiety of the whole situation I was in. Yes, I'd said I'd slept well and that I'd rested well, but in truth, it hadn't been the best, and this was me trying to affirm that it had been better than it really was. This is something a lot of anxiety sufferers do, as it helps them to sort of mask what's really going on. So that's the majority of the walking done for this episode. If that's what you came to watch, then feel free to click off. I understand, and come back in the next episode tomorrow. But if you do continue watching, the rest of this will talk a bit more about mental health, what happened, and explain the situation further. As always, it's okay to not be okay, and me making this series is an attempt to show you that through real life scenarios. Thank you for watching. So after a couple of phone calls and a real panic at the train station, there's been a change of plans. Basically, I'm no longer going up to Blair Athol through the Cairngorms the way that I initially thought. I've had to get the train from Dunkeld to Aviemore, and I'm basically going to look at some routes on my phone now, assess the situation when I get there, and work out what I can do to make up the distance in between. The distance lost, but for now, that's the situation. It sucks, and I feel quite down about it, but I'm going to try and make up the distance as best as possible, but for now, I'm just going to sit back and relax on the train. Right, so I'm just leaving the train station behind now, as you can see in the background. Basically, the plans changed completely now. So I've booked into a hotel for tonight and tomorrow night as well, meaning that basically I have the whole of tomorrow to just find something to do. It's in Glenmore, which is at the north of the Cairngorm National Park, so I'm thinking I may just go and climb up Ben Macdui anyway tomorrow. and I think that could be really good to do, because it still then shows, you know, I've done it, and it's part of the challenge then. It's just I won't then have to wild camp. I can come back and stay in a hotel and feel safe, which is the biggest thing right now. And then I'm going to look for campsites between Aviemore and Inverness for both Friday and Saturday nights. And then there's one near that my dad's found me on Sunday night I can stay at. But the plan's very up in the air at the moment. I'm going to solidify it later when I'm at the hotel and I get the chance to just sit down and actually plan it. But yeah, for now, that's all I can tell you. I'm going to get to the hotel. It's around half an hour walk away, and then I'm going to chill. Someone's phoning me. Just got here. Gonna go get checked in. So basically now I'm in the hotel room. Super nice room, super basic. I'll show you around in just a minute. The hotel's beautiful. It's so nice. I don't know how it's only 3.5 star. It's even got breakfast in the morning, which is perfect. I'm quickly gonna have a shower and then I'll do the debrief for the day, because that's the day's walking finished. Right, so I've just had a shower, had a little lie down for a couple hours, planned some things for the next couple of days, which I'll talk to you about in my debrief. I'm going to go out and explore. So these are the options. I've just sat down in the restaurant, so it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet kind of thing, which I can definitely eat a lot. So yeah, let's grab some food, shall we? This is what I've got for starter. This is what the main course is looking like. Right, so for dessert I've got carrot cake. I'm just going to do the daily sort of debrief here, because I think it's important to talk about what's happened today. So obviously I didn't film too much of what happened, but I got to Dunkeld where I was hoping to get the train up to Blair Athol and then head into the Cairngorms. I got there, looked at the board, and the train wasn't going to Blair Athol where I'd hoped, and I just broke down then and there. I was filled with panic, and I was thinking, like, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So basically, what I'm going to do for the next couple of days is I ended up getting the train into Aviemore, where I'm at now. I'm at a hotel for tonight and tomorrow night. But what I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to go up and climb the Cairngorm mountain in a day, and then come back here, rest up for the night, and then continue on the routes that I was going to do anyway from Friday through to Sunday when I should get into Inverness. The only two different things I've changed is for the wild camping. I may still have to do one night on Friday, which isn't going to be too bad, because I'm going to try and aim to get near Tomatin, or Tomatin, however you say it, and camp there, just because then I know I'm near civilization, and if I need help I can go and get it, because that's what was worrying me the most about going to the Cairngorms. As soon as I thought about wild camping in there, it filled me with this horror, and I was just terrified. And so I phoned my parents, and they said to me that just don't do it if you feel it's wearing down your mental state and your mental health. So I'm not going to do it. Basically, what I am going to do instead is, well, as I've said, I'm just going to pick it up from where I left off on Friday from Aviemore, but in the meantime I'm going to climb the Cairngorm mountain tomorrow. On Saturday I've booked a campsite just outside of Inverness, same distance I'd be walking if I'd stopped in the original spot, except this time it's a little bit closer, it's a little bit further north-east sort of way than the original sort of way that I was going to head into Inverness. So that's the plan for Saturday night, and then Sunday night I've got a hostel, hopefully meet a couple of new people, but more importantly just have somewhere to rest on that last night, rather than having to head back out of Inverness to wild camp and then head back in to get to the airport. So instead I'm just going to stay in Inverness once I've finished the challenge, and then sort of wrap up this whole series and then head off to the airport and get home. This leads me on to what I want to talk about today, and it's sort of dealing with regret, failure and guilt that all ties into one another. So, all the people that have donated to this great cause for this trip that I'm doing, I feel guilty that I haven't completed it as I set out to do. The one benefit is, the one good thing is that I set this challenge for myself, and therefore, it's down to me who set it to kind of determine the rules, and I am bending them a little bit, but at the end of the day I'm still going to climb the Cairngorm mountain, which is what I wanted to do. I'm still going to go all the way to Inverness. It's still the same distance, it's just a matter of me sort of feeling guilty that I haven't necessarily done what I told people I was going to do, despite it still being the same on paper. And then finally, the guilt that we feel, it can all be overcome. I had to book a hotel. I had to ask for money to buy this, to book this hotel for the next 2 nights. And luckily, I have amazing parents that helped me out there. Just to make sure that I'm safe. But I don't know what I will be able to do it without them. And I think the biggest thing now is not to dwell on the guilt of asking for money and of failing the initial sort of set plan. And not regret it, and just move on and finish strong over the next couple of days. So that's my outlook. That's what I'm, hoping to do over the next couple of days. Obviously, I'll update you in the next episodes as and when things happen. Hopefully, it will run smoothly from here. And I'm going to enjoy my carrot cake and hopefully catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell so you never miss a video. Donation link is in the description below. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.